Yo, what's up everyone? Today I'm going to try to make it quick. We're going to be talking about the 7 Hermetic Principles. So these are a set of kind of universal principles that were originally given by Hermes of ancient Greece or Thoth of ancient Egypt. And yeah, basically they just apply to the reality that we're living in, and they're sort of like knowledge that can be applied to our lives to help us better relate to this world that we're living in. So let's get started. And these come from the Kybalion. It's a book that I'll link below. There's a PDF that we have. So the first one's the principle of mentalism. So the quote that it has in the Kybalion is, "The all is mind, the universe is mind." And essentially what that means is things manifest from first in the mind and then outward. Like, it's kind of the idea that our thoughts create our reality. So yeah, basically that the mind, everything starts in the mind. The universe is mental. So, you know, there was an initial thought that brought you to this video, right? Like, something brought you to getting on this app, to clicking on this video, however you found it, and now you're living it in your outward reality. So just become more aware of your thoughts, because a lot of the times we're unaware of our thoughts and then they lead us to places that maybe we didn't want to go to. So yeah, become aware of your thoughts and purposely think the things in your mind that want to lead you to the direction that you want to end up in reality, in the physical. The second one is correspondence. So this is like, you've heard the saying, as above, so below, as within, so without. It's closely related to the first one of mentalism, the idea that these thoughts that we hold within our mind, they will be projected outwards to show in our external reality. So, as within, so without, as above, so below, in the micro, so the macro. A physical example of this is the cells in an organism, all the tiny cells. There's as many cells in an organism as there are stars in a galaxy. It's kind of like that, like it's all similar. And a way to apply this in your reality is, like, it helps you better understand the world around you and how things are working. So once you can realize that so within, as within, so without, once you can realize that what's going on within me, it's going to manifest outwards, then you can start to change the way, to change the things that are going on within you so you can change the external. Number 3 is the principle of vibration. So this one's pretty well known by now. It's like, oh, that person has good vibes. This place is giving me bad energy, right? Bad vibes. In the Kybalion, the thing it says is, nothing rests, everything moves, everything vibrates. And the atoms that make up this tree, that make up this board, are constantly vibrating. They're vibrating at different rates. The atoms that make up my body are constantly vibrating. Same with even on a spiritual level, like, you know, your energetic body, your aura, or even your thoughts. These words it's constantly vibrating, just at a different rate than these. Same with my thoughts. They're energy that's vibrating, but at a different rate, a rate that we can't physically touch or see, but it's still vibrating in the same sense, and essentially is made up of the same thing. And yeah, the way to apply this in your life is to realize that everything's vibrating and you're affected by everything because you're vibrating. And whenever you get around, maybe there's a certain person that you don't feel as good whenever you're around them. It's because you don't resonate with the rate that they're vibrating at. And look into that for yourself, because who knows, maybe it's because you resent them because they're vibrating at a rate that you want to vibrate at, right? Or something like that. But it could be the opposite, that they're bringing you down. But you can apply this in your own life, in the idea that, you know, what actions make you feel good? What thoughts make you feel good? Well, you can realize that and start to vibrate, start to think those thoughts, take those actions more consciously, more often. So number 4 is the principle of polarity. So this is the idea that everything is dual. Everything has poles. Everything has its pair of opposites. And it says, Like and unlike are the same. Opposites are identical in nature, but different in degree. Extremes meet, all truths are but half-truths. So a way that you can see this really quickly is the idea that hot and cold are one and the same. They're just different extremes of the same temperature, right? So temperature is the one, and then hot and cold is an extreme. It's the two poles. And you can see this within yourself with like love and hate. They're the same, it's the same thing, just at a different degree. And the way to apply this in your life is to realize that, you know, everything has an opposite side. So if you're feeling this hate, or you're feeling this low emotion, you can realize that you can change your outlook on it, or your internal, the way that you're vibrating, right? Go back to this one. You can change the way that you're vibrating. Say you think about a certain person and you hate them, you have hate for them, you don't like them. Well, you can realize that at the opposite end of that same pole, there's love, and you can vibrate differently to find love. So principle number 5 is the principle of rhythm. In the Kybalion, it says, everything flows in and out. Everything has its tides. All things rise and fall. The pendulum swing manifests in everything. The measure of the swing to the right is the degree it will swing to the left. Man, he's boogieing right now. He's got the rhythm right now.
He stopped.
Anyways, so it's closely related to polarity and the idea that everything rises and falls between these two poles, right? So everything is in motion, you know, from one pole to the other. The idea with this is just to understand that there are these natural rhythms, that we go through natural rhythms in ourselves, just like nature goes through rhythms with the seasons. And how you can apply this is to kind of realize that nothing lasts forever. As you work deeper with this one, you start to use more and more, you start to use all of them, and you can realize that, okay, things aren't constant, that I'm feeling this now, but it's going to come back to the other way. So you can bring yourself back to the other. Say you're feeling that hate towards someone, you can realize that it's going to swing back, and you can start to bring the rhythm in the direction you want it to go. Okay, number 6 is cause and effect. So, and this is the Kybalion says, every cause has its effect, every effect has its cause. Everything happens according to a law. Chance is but a name for law not recognized. There are many planes of causation, but nothing escapes the law. So everything is connected through the principle of cause and effect. You do one thing and there's an effect for that, no matter what it is. It could be thinking a thought, it could be throwing this rock, right? It has an effect on everything. Every cause that we do has an effect. So when something doesn't go as planned, or you find yourself unhappy, so that's the effect. Now you need to ask yourself, what was the cause? What brought me to this place? And then you can turn it on its head and start to say, okay, well then I'm gonna make a different cause so I can get a different effect, and hopefully it'll give me the effect that I want. And through using all the other laws, you can keep on experimenting, and hopefully you'll find the right cause that can lead you to the correct effect that you want to feel. The principle of gender. The Kybalion says, gender is in everything. Everything has its masculine and feminine principles. Gender manifests on all planes. So gender goes beyond just, you know, male and female, right? We all have masculine and feminine energies within us already. And you can see this with the right and the left brain. You know, the left brain is the more masculine one, the one that thinks more logically and in time, while the right is more creative and it thinks in space. But it exists, it's not only physical and mental, but it's also spiritual. You have spiritual energies that are masculine and feminine. And so to apply this in your life, it's important to accept all parts of yourself, to know that nothing is wrong within yourself, right? Because we all have these varying degrees of masculine and feminine energies, and try to find balance between them. So it's like the middle path, right, that Buddha coined. Is trying to find the right balance between masculine, feminine, physical, mental, and spiritual energies. And how do you do that? Yeah, it's a lot harder to do it than to say it, but just by becoming aware of them, just like all of these, just to start recognizing them more. That's the main thing that you can do today, is just to recognize that these laws exist, and then through understanding them better and better, you'll get a better understanding of the reality we're living in, and in turn it will allow you more freedom in creating the reality you want to live in, because that's what this is all about, right? But yeah, I'll leave a link below for the PDF, and that's essentially it. Awesome. Thanks for tuning in, and hope you have a wonderful day.